Hi, everyone. Welcome to our productivity crash course of project management strategies for leaders. I'd like to welcome back Helene Segura, who did a beautiful job of talking to us about time management last month, and we're excited to have her back to talk about project management.
For those of you who are not used to pausing and having a bit of quiet time, if you did actually pause to capture some thoughts, then you might not realize that was actually 2 whole minutes, because it could have seemed like an eternity to you. But pausing even just for a couple of minutes to do some preliminary planning or to grab your thoughts that are floating around, it can be most helpful. Let me also put in the chat box a place where you can download the original Excel spreadsheet. So that way you can manipulate the spreadsheet all that you want. All right. So speaking of chat box, I would like for you to open up that chat box again to answer this question. And that question is, what kinds of issues or setbacks tend to crop up when the scope is not fully developed? Cost overruns, yes. And as we all know, that can be a killer. Unrealistic deadlines, exactly. Items fall through the cracks, yes. Additional steps you didn't plan for, delayed timelines, yeah. I would love to be able to say that there will be 0% chance of having any type of issue, but I think we all know if you work with humans or you work with technology, there's going to be something unexpected that comes up. But the key is, if you carefully plan out the scope, you're going to lessen the probability that those kinds of things are going to happen. Who does what and when, that can be confusing if it's not completely mapped out. Double work among multiple people, yes. So the opposite of having gaps, you have duplicate work. So that means you're not using resources as productively as possible. Scope creep, yes, that comes up so often. And if you haven't dove into project management courses, you may have heard that term, but you don't understand what all it is. So scope creep is when details get changed or details were never identified and changes just constantly happen. And that's how projects get out of control. Late delivery, yeah. Product does not fulfill needs, product does not work. Lack of resources to help achieve goals, exactly. And all of those are negative byproducts of not planning things out, not determining what the scope is ahead of time. So if you want to look at the benefits of project management, then just take the opposite of what everybody said in the chat box, because things just run so much more smoothly. Now, the reason why I am driving home the point of the scope is because sometimes it can take almost as much time to build out the scope as it does to work on the project. Now, hopefully not all the time, but a scope can take days, as some of you put in the poll as how long things can take. Hopefully scope does not take months and years, but a scope can take days or a scope can take weeks.